Oh, all right. It says recording on my end out, so let's assume that we're live.
Yep,
Hello,
it just
everybody.
told me it's being recorded. So
Okay, well then we'll start again. Hello, everybody. Uh, I'm Alex. I'm the host of the podcast Logic and Light.
I'm
Joined
Allison.
today.
I'm
Yep. Sorry. Go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to introduce you. So I'm joined again today with my sister, my co-host, my spiritual advisor. She's been a big
Ooh,
help in my kind of spiritual therapeutic perspective. Her and my therapist. Bring a lot of light to this troubled logic mind. Anyway, it's episode 4, season 1. So this will be a month's worth of podcast recording, Allison, on a weekly cadence. So thank
good
you
for
for
us
keep.
for keeping up with it, eh?
Yes, thank you for keeping up with me, man. I know I'm kind of all over the place, mental mess,
No, it's
but
fine. It's been good.
yeah, it's been helpful for me, man. Probably more than anything. It's I'm excited to do this long enough that it's not just therapeutic, it's enlightening. It's like
Yep.
I'm learning, but it's painful learning right now because it's
Well, I'm learning too, so that's good.
yeah, well, I mean, we should all be learning every day. I mean, stop learning, then you're probably stop breathing too.
Yeah, but through this, I'm learning. That's what I mean. Is through this, through you,
Oh,
watching
yes.
you, thinking with you. Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, well,
It
then
allows
that's
me to
good.
look
That's good.
in with
It's
myself too. So
awesome. I don't
yeah.
obviously don't want this to be a one-way street, man. It's, the more you learn, the more I learn, and vice versa, hopefully.
Hmm.
Anyway, to kind of cut to the chase, today's topic, I think I'd like to center it around self-worth as an umbrella term. My sister and I just discussed this quick. So to give anybody watching this sort of a breakdown, I've struggled with self-worth my entire life, man. And when I say self-worth, I'm saying it as an umbrella term that kind of encapsulates all of the selves, right? The self-esteem, the self care, the
Acceptance, self
self.
forgiveness, self love, and you mentioned that you felt that the word worth, self worth, was above self love, and I'm curious as to why. Why do you feel
I,
that way?
because self-worth is the umbrella term for me. It's the container that holds all of the other selves in. And the reason I say that is this: self-confidence. We've gone over this a couple times. I've always had self-confidence, Allison. It's at an early age, Dad was gracious enough to instill curiosity in me, and thank God, because it's the one self that I think I have full control over, right? I have full confidence in my abilities that if I set my mind to something, I'm gonna figure it out. Like the hell or high fucking water. I'll run head first into the wind for 10 years straight if I have to. But you know, fixing the dirt bike, building the RC airplane, software development, all of those things were self-confident driven. There was no one guiding me. There was no lights, no lights. There was no one giving me books or guidance. It
Hmm.
was it was self-discovery and self-confidence. So in those two selves, I believe I already embody. But when it comes to things like self-care, well, and even self-care, I mean, as bad as I abused my body and my brain, I mean, I put a fair amount of effort into my what I can to make myself as a physically presentable as I can. I try and stay in shape. My hygiene is top notch. I feel I floss every fucking night and brush 2-3 times a day, and I'm very pedantic about my breath and things in my teeth and trying to keep my beard. So in that, I don't know where I'm going with this, but in
You
self,
feel that you've put in some work into self love, into self acceptance, into
not
self,
love, but
not love,
self-care,
worth, self
self-care,
worth.
self-care, and self-esteem are the two areas that
But
I
you're
feel.
saying self worth is the umbrella to that. So do you feel that that was self worth, that you were investing in self worth
Yeah,
as you were?
yes, but
Okay.
there's other elements of self-worth that I avoided,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay, yeah.
So
I see what you're saying. Okay.
self-love, for instance, one of the things that I mentioned in my previous daily check-in, I don't know if you watched those videos or not, but
Some of them, yeah.
I
I try.
did you? Okay. So the last one I mentioned how, like Keith, he's a couple times he's been like, yeah, man, me and Stephanie gets a mobile pedicurist or whatever to come by and, they I don't know what it is, 20-40 bucks or whatever. And her and Keith will get pedicures. And he's bugged me a couple times and I've been like, fuck off, man. Like I'm a dude. I don't get pedicures. But in the last little while, it's dawned on me, man. Like maybe that's what you need to do, Alex, right? Keith goes for massagers. He goes for
Massages. Yeah.
thank you. He goes for that. I'm gonna try and say that word again. And but Steph, they've gone to Thermia. Right. Oh
Yeah.
man, I fucking
But
just
that's
hunch
not,
like crazy at this table.
you don't you don't have to do that to be investing in yourself. You could do the other things that you've done as well, like throwing an axe, or whatever
Yeah,
gives you feelings, although it is about the nervous system, and I
yes.
think in how you're talking about, and I mean, throwing an axe isn't going to be good for the nervous system, so never
No.
mind, veto what I just said.
What I would
So,
say,
but there is
like,
other ways, like just going for a walk in nature and connecting
yeah,
with the cat, like things like that really help. And
yeah,
right.
absolutely. So another self would be self-discovery, right? So that's where I would bottle things in, like me and Keith, man, when we go axe throwing or to the gun range, and
Mhm.
we do things that are like hyper masculine, aggressive little boy fun, right? Like
Right.
we'll go for a walk over the bridge in the river in the winter, and we'll pick up big slud chunks of ice, and at the peak of the bridge we'll like block and throw the block, and then watch it kind of fall the 100 feet to the frozen river, and boof.
That's awesome.
It's
Thank
me and
God
Keith
you
did
have
that.
somebody you can do that with, right?
I
Like,
fucking A, man. I mean, Keith and I,
right.
it's a relationship that I'm super fucking grateful for, especially
No
considering
joke.
if I didn't have you and I didn't have Keith and mom and dad, man, I'd be, this is, and I feel for other men that,
That truly do not have that. Yeah.
no, like, but I mean, Al, the guy that I was partying with before everything collapsed, I mean, the one guy has nothing, man. He has no family. He's got nothing. He didn't have a roof over his head. And I kicked them all out of anger because I was like, where the fuck am I going? Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But I still
Think about him.
ruminate. I think about him and I'm like, man, oh man, Alex, like I had to because I couldn't, they would have brought me down. But
Yeah.
at the same time,
Yeah.
it's like, man, oh man, Alex, like it could be worse, dude, right? Like get your fucking shit together and accept the fact that at least you have a roof over your head and a support network with your mom and dad and your sister and Keith. And thank God you're a woman that is in tune with the thing that I was seeking for, I mean, that was part of the reason I was chasing her, I think, because she talked about it all the time and she fucking convinced me she was a spiritual guru. And I think it was just a front for her own healing. But anyway, we don't need to go down that path. But
Mhm.
it's one of the things I realized just hashing it out with Janine, my therapist, too, is, she kind of said, like, that might be part of your anima or animus that I was hoping she would take me under her wing and show me the way. I don't know how to describe it.
You were you were wanting her to fulfill that, what you thought you needed as a feminine side, and now
Yeah,
you realize that you need it within yourself and not from somebody else.
no, 100%. And I mean, Janine said the same thing. That's you guys should meet, man. Holy moly, you guys have a lot in common. Um, but I can't ask
Whenever
her.
I do get any kind of counseling, the counselor's always like, "Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah."
Yeah,
Because I'm like, I
There-
already know
if
my own problems.
yeah,
Just
if you,
help
oh,
me.
my neck. I gotta stop sitting at this table. Holy moly, it just tightens my neck right the fuck up. I'm like sitting here like this, like my neck disappears, and I'm
I
like,
can't see, my love.
I'm squeezing my traps so tight, it's like cutting circulation off to my head.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Honestly, I have had to tell David so many times to drop his shoulders. He's finally doing it naturally. He's finally realizing, oh my God, my
Yeah,
shoulders are riding up my ears.
it
Like
well,
drop them, drop them, drop them,
I
drop them. Yeah. So
yeah, I do that constantly as part of my physical therapy. I mean,
hmm
I'm pretty good at that. I like consciously keeping my shoulders up, back, and down because it
hmm
creates tension. But I'm sitting at my kitchen table and I don't
hmm
have cushions on the seat, and the table's a little higher than I want it to be. So that's why I'm doing that, right? Because it's throwing my. So I said I should sit on the couch or at the desk in my computer room there, but I was trying to install a shelf. I made a fucking mess in there. I didn't want to record the video in there, so I'm in my kitchen right now. But anyway, sorry, we just sidetracked here. ADHD brain. So anybody listening to
Okay.
this, just
Self-love you feel is less than self-worth. And
nope.
I
I didn't.
disagree with that. Not
I
you
didn't
said
say
not less than, but you said lower than.
no. I said there's no layers here, Allison. It's a
It's an umbrella. Okay.
no,
Never
well,
mind then.
umbrella's
Move on.
umbrella's the wrong term. What I should have said is it's
Okay.
a container, right? So you know what? I'm gonna just diagram
Yeah.
it for you real quick so you get it.
No,
You have
I can't see you, my love.
oh well, what the hell? How come you don't have your camera on?
It doesn't have you phoned me.
Oh shit. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, I'm gonna sketch it out just for anybody watching, and you can come back to it later. So you'd have like self-love,
Self-worth.
no self
Oh yeah, in the box. Self
worth is the container. Everything else fits
right.
inside the container, whether it's stacked
Self-acceptance,
above.
self-forgiveness, self-support,
There you go. So
self-value,
forgiveness. I like the word forgiveness because I'm really bad at that. That when I fuck up in life, man, I beat myself up for
Well,
sometimes years.
one of the things that one of the things that I wrote down is that shame, again, we're
Shame
going to go
going
back to
on.
shame, right?
Yeah.
Is the root of low self-esteem, right? So when you're talking about self-acceptance, self-forgiveness, the feelings of that is versus your internal shame. Like you need to recognize that that's what you're doing to yourself, that you're judging yourself, that you're shaming yourself, right? And just understand that no matter what, you can't hate or shame yourself into a version that you'll love. Like that never will work.
That's not what I was doing when it's like self-hate is another one, right? This all falls under worth because if you have a lot of self-hate, if you have a lot of self-hate and it exceeds your self-confidence, then that bubble in that container is like each of these selves is like a galaxy and the universe is worth, right? That's how I'm visualizing this.
Okay.
So if the universe is worth and the worth is a combination of the positives and negatives, if you've got really high self-hate and everything else is self-low, then that self-hate is going to be the bigger dominant galaxy in that universe, right? So and that's where that for me right now, if I were to map out all my emotions, that actually I'm going to do that and then post that as a picture. That could be interesting as a way of tracking this over time. I record all of the selves, right? Forgiveness, hate, love, care, esteem, help, exploration, whatever. I can't, whatever the words are you used, I can't remember. But my neighbor just got home. She's kind of an attractive older lady. I gotta close my blinds. Holy moly, I was so easily distracted. Squirrel.
Squirrel.
I did that even recording that video today. I'm going like this, and someone walked by outside in the sidewalk, and it caught my attention. I'm like, fuck, I need to take those fucking drugs. Holy moly! Did I tell you what they're called? Just
No.
to sidetrack here. So they're called methylphenidate. ER stands for extended release. So there's some drugs that you can take, and Keith said that's Ritalin because his son gets the same thing. But higher dose. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Oh my God, 18. That's really low. So Lucas is in a lot higher dose. But he said
Well, they're
for
not
like
going to start you off at a high dose.
no. So I'm taking 1 pill a day for 7 days, 2 pills a day for 2 pills a day for 7 days, and then 3 pills a day for 7 days, depending on how I feel I need.
Okay.
But
When
I'm
do you
still
start?
well, I could have started yesterday, but I'm gonna wait until tomorrow because I'm sick. I got a chest cold and a head cold, and fucking I went to the gym yesterday and today, and I think I made it worse. I was just flemming up like crazy at the gym. Fucking doing a what the hell was I doing? Shoulder press with like the hammer curls kind of combination. And some guy walked by me and I coughed, and I don't think he's seen it, but I like fucking anyway. I don't know why I shouldn't have shared that.
Wear a mask, dude.
I did. I had a mask on me, but I fucking was irritating my neck, and I took it off. And that guy just happened to walk by me. I know. Fucking don't let him hear this. I was going to advertise this podcast at the gym too. He's like, hey, mental health. Whoops.
Yeah, maybe cut this part out. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to beep that sound out. Anyway.
Yes.
So
So like going back again to the self-acceptance part, the self-forgiveness, right?
yes.
Versus your internal shame.
Let's you know what? I'm gonna document all these selves, Allison, because I do want to create an emotional cloud. Tag cloud is what they're called on the internet, where they show you relationally in a visual way where your emotions are, where they're usually used to represent interests in people's like blogs and YouTubes and stuff, right? So it's a keyword tag or a cloud, and the keywords that have the most traction are the ones that get bigger, and they're all inside of a bubble that represents a general topic. So I want to do something like that as a part of this exercise. So let's go kind of to the beginning here.
listen, I took a picture of what I'm talking about and I sent it to you.
Okay, on email.
No, yeah. No, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, on your phone number. And you're like, yeah.
So we self is the keyword as the prefix, and then the suffix would be love, hate, because you can love and hate yourself at the same time, and hopefully the love is greater than the hate. Self-trust would be confidence, so I'm going to leave that as confidence.
Yeah, well,
Compassion.
hate again, goes back to I'll say it again and again. Shame, fear is a big face, thing, and that's probably the root almost of everything, right?
Yeah.
Anger is the root of fear is the root of anger. Fear is the root of
So you've got a lot of these are like
overcompensating.
nodes that connect to something higher though. Like love and hate are the two highest level forms in self-worth, right? If you have more self-hate because of self-fear and self-abandonment and self-trust or whatever, your hate bubble is going to get bigger and the love bubble is going to shrink on contrary. So anyway, let's say
Yeah, I don't know. Yep. I mean, that's just a way of thinking about it, I guess. I don't feel that I hate myself at all. So,
really? No, not even a little.
yeah, no, not at all.
I fucking hate you. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
You know what? Listen, man, I gotta stop saying that too. Every video I shoot, I'm like, man. Like, ask Keith. I'm like, dude, I watch these videos, and I'm like, fuck, I got a fucking accent, man. I sound like a Newfie or something. He's like, well, you definitely sound like a little bit of Scottish in you coming out. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know, man. I feel like I roll certain words, and I'm not speaking like a neutralized English
Well,
accent.
that's
So
what this is all about. So there you be.
yeah, well, I mean, there's an example of self-discovery where I would never have acknowledged that I talk like that without audio video recordings. And
Right.
the goal for me is to get rid of that slangy accent. I want to sound professional and confident and be able to present myself that, you know, if I ever boost my signal strong enough in software, I'd love to do, consulting, contracting, presentations, training, online videos, and I don't want to do it with like a yokel. Well, you can't get there from here. You got to go down to the bar to get in the car. Like
You do it, and then you'll allow, like, there'll be a couple of words that you'll notice. I do.
have to
I
work
think I
on.
do too.
I don't know. I mean, Keith said the same thing. He's like, well, a little bit, but he's like, dude, everybody that listens to their voice first couple of times is like, that's what I sound
Hates
like.
it. Yeah. Nobody likes their sound of their voice.
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm sure.
Mine sounds in my head. Mine sounds super nasally and high pitched like a girl, and I'm like, oh, okay.
No.
Yeah. So I ate a bunch of steroids to keep my voice. Just kidding. Anyway, I
Yeah.
don't know where. Shouldn't have said that.
Sorry.
Get flagged by YouTube for using inappropriate words. My
dear.
YouTube channel, I thought I was being. Oh, excuse me. I thought I was being shadow banned. So I had Keith Google search, and he found me. So I was like, all right, well, I'm not getting shadow banned. I guess I'm just not that interesting to listen to, which is fine.
Do you know what shadow banned means?
It means that YouTube doesn't like the content that you're creating, and they deliberately lower your rankings in search algorithms.
Right. So you can still be found.
You can, but only with
has to be specifically looking for you.
Bingo. Whereas, like, if people are looking for, I tag my videos now with keywords and stuff. I wasn't doing that for the first 2 weeks.
That's what'll help too.
And I mean, Allison, it hasn't. The Limerence video was the only one that had 1 or 2 people find me through search. Everything else has been direct traffic from all the guerrilla promotion that I've done through Reddit and everything else, right? Driving traffic to the YouTube channel through external sources, and that's not a sustainable way to do it. So it's really starting to frustrate me. I'm like, fuck. I don't know. I hope they're not shadow banning me, because if I start putting videos together that I'm genuinely trying to build traction with, like I wanted to do a video this weekend about motivation versus discipline. But yeah, if I put effort into that and it only gets 3 views, I'm gonna be like, well, fucking fuck YouTube, let's go. I might actually do it under my own name and then cross-link that to this site, but we'll see. Try and trick the algorithm, cocksuckers. Anyway, we should get back on topic here. My ADHD brain totally sidetracked us, but again.
So self-worth, if you're working on it, how do you feel that you're doing that? Like, what do you feel that?
Well, I mean, this is what I was trying to break down and maybe go over with you to get feedback. But so self-care, with the example I gave you with Keith, right? I mean, he gets pedicures, he goes to Thermia, he gets massages with Stephanie, and women are much better at self-care than men. Self-love, self-care, right? Women are always, you make up before you go out, you do your hair, you fucking men
See,
don't do
that
I mean,
isn't good for me. I don't like that. That doesn't help my nervous system. I don't feel good with makeup on. I don't feel good with my hair. I don't like it.
you don't.
No, I don't. I'm
Well,
much more comfortable at home in my pajamas.
oh boy,
Yeah.
I don't know those people. Do you go to Walmart in your fucking pajamas, Allison?
No,
Oh, thank God.
no, of course not. No.
Not that you know what? I'm done with judging people that do that. I don't know why I said that. That was stupid. But anyway, I've never done that. And that's just, I have put myself in a high horse, but it is gross too at the same time. Like, oh my God, get your shit together. How do you wear dirty clothes when you go out in the public? Well, anyway.
When you
Maybe
stop judging yourself so much, you'll stop judging other people. I do too. But then I realize it's just it's not even me. It's just society's idea of what's good and wrong. Like,
yeah.
East Indian men hold hands because in their country that's considered normal. Whereas men here are like, oh my gosh, blah blah blah. But that's just because that's not the way that we've been societalized. Is that a word?
I'd question the legitimacy behind that word, but hey, the beautiful thing about English is you can make things up. We don't have a standard. We don't have a standards body like every other language in the world that says that's an allowable word. Literally, yeah, it is. I read that years ago when I was studying linguistics and language and stuff, and
English is a thief.
Basically it's a bastardized version of like every language in the planet. So that's what makes it so flexible. Is there's mostly a lot of like Romance and Germanic influence and Western European, but there's like Indo-Asian, fucking, you name it, man, African. There's all kinds of influences in English, and again, that's probably why it's the universal language, because it's like the one language that everybody could probably figure out the quickest. But other than like East Asian, because the Chinese is a very, very different language.
Oh yeah.
But
anyway, so going back to self-love, self-worth,
self-love, self-care.
So what I was gonna say was how you were kind of rejecting it at first, right? Like that, I'm a man, I don't need that, I don't need to do that. And that part of that is your body gets addicted to sort of suffering, right? Your nervous system feels more comfortable because it knows that you're not in a good place, and that's where it's going to be okay because nothing's fluctuating, right? So as soon as you want to do something better for yourself, like this, like trying to go for massages or whatever it will be, looking silly, looking weird, it's all part of that. And
well, go ahead, sorry.
I'm just saying, facing that is like, because it'll be good in the end, but yeah, it's hard to at first. It's hard to face that. It's hard
Allison, the thing that I would question myself, like, that's not even things that you talk about with meditation and mindfulness and breath work and fucking pardon my French, grounding, smudging. Like if you asked me 6 months ago, what my answer would have been. I'd have been like, "Okay, you kooky fucking nut, like get out of here." And I'm open to it now because I'm like, man, it's this rigid, concrete, toxic, masculine trait of like refusing to accept anything other than what my lived experience has taught me. And it's not
amazing, man, because that's a lot of people, women included, don't have that ability to look within like that.
Oh. I wasn't sure where you were going with that. I'm like, what are you saying? But yeah, thank you. I think that's just a compliment. The way I look at it is this, right? I try it, Alex. Try and get my not fingernails painted, the pedicure. Try it. Dude, it's going to cost me $20 and take 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Try Thermia. Like for 2 hours, sit there and just enjoy the Keith said there might be women there too. I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. It's a thermia, it's a spa, so bikinis.
But they're not going there to be picked up.
Uh, I know. I was just being a dork, Allison. I'm not in I'm not in the mind space to be flirting with any women right now. Anyway,
Yeah.
I gotta
But,
get my
like,
life
you know,
together.
keep that in mind if, you know, like if it
Yeah,
happens
well,
and that's a natural thing, that's different. But women do not go to those places to be picked up. I promise you.
you could say that about every else in the gym. If you and I went to a yoga class, my intention wouldn't be to meet women.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I would very much so hope Jesus Christ, if we do that and I send that aura, let me know because I'm leaving right there and then. It, oh, I don't even know where I'm going with this.
You
Janine,
don't want to be there. You don't want to have that as a
I don't.
situation. That, right.
I don't want to be that guy that's like, anyway, I'm tired of
Yeah.
that
What did
person.
Janine say?
Well, she said that, like, if I continue, I don't know if she said this or my interpretation of what she said, first of all. So if she ever sees this or joins the podcast, oh my God, I'm not trying to put words in her mouth, but my interpretation was that, that maybe those environments would be the better place to meet somebody that would be more in line with where I was heading in life. But
No,
anyway,
because if you go there not looking for it and it happens naturally, then of course that's going to be a better situation, right? That's why things like work romances happen because you're not really there for that. You're there for work, and it just happens where you're with this person every day and whatever,
yeah.
right?
Well,
So
yeah, it's anyway. I don't
better
know where
than
I'm
a
going.
bar. That's for
Well,
sure.
bingo, right? I'm like fucking oh, man, it's never worked.
Yeah.
It always ends up in disaster. And this other woman I follow online, that Freya, I can't pronounce her last name. It's complicated. Morrison or something. Anyway, she had a video about shit. Where was I going with this? Being a monk and celibacy or something like that. And uh, I don't like that word. Janine said that kind of yesterday too about reaching a place where you know what? And this was an important part of this podcast. I want to talk about. It's
Okay.
weird and awkward because you're my sister, but it's no
No, that's
more
okay.
awkward talking about my therapist who knows every deep secret I've ever disclosed to anybody. But yeah, the point of celibacy was like to release the control of desire, right? That like, and maybe that's my biggest hook with women, man, is this expectation of like, it's the one thing that I'm really struggling with letting go. And with that Freya, I watched her video and I commented on her on her comments, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm okay with all of this fucking change, man. But if it means I have to be celibate for the rest of my life, like I don't even know if I want
Who
to
said
live."
who said by the rest of your life though? What?
Well, she didn't, but Allison, that's the way my brain works, right? I'm like, I hear something and it's like,
No, 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 no. It's a
but
period of celibacy just for yourself, just to help yourself, help work within.
well,
Because you're giving energy away every time you have an orgasm, right?
yes, I know.
So,
That's what she said.
yeah.
Watch that video and we'll talk about it later, maybe. But
Hmm. Well, you can always use your orgasms for other things. But
yeah,
anyway,
well, yeah, she
yeah,
the point at which
honestly,
she's
like
getting at, it frustrated me because I interpreted it the way
forever and ever, you're
she
never going to be
well,
able
and
to
that's
have again.
because
Yeah.
and that's what she maybe said about herself, and that might be her journey
Well,
and
that's
fine,
fine.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But no,
I
no, like you don't have to do that forever. You don't even have to do it at all. It's just a way. It's
no,
just a
well,
way. Like you don't
I
even,
know,
yeah.
but hear me out. So the biggest problem I've had with women is that expectation I put on them, and maybe that's the anima or the animus that I need the most work on, right? Is that if I could just accept the fact that maybe I'm celibate for the rest of my life, but at that point, like no woman's gonna have anything on me because you're just another person at that point, right? You're no different than the blow Joe that I meet in the street.
Hmm.
And the thing that, when I fall for a woman, that's the big part of my what I look forward to.
Hmm.
Not being a pig, but like just the purity of
No,
the energy
that's
exchange and
normal. It's
sharing
not,
intimacy with somebody.
but I think it's the idea surrounding it that I think needs to change for you, perhaps. Maybe not so much like not the celibacy, but the idea that, like for instance, can I ask, have you ever had the thought, I just put $120 on the night and all I got was a hug?
Well, of course, yes. Every man's gone through that. But that,
Okay,
I mean, that's
that's
been a long time since I've had that feeling, Allison.
okay. Well, I mean,
Like,
that is a huge thing for women. Like
yes,
that is
I know, and
that
but
idea
you
of
know,
being expected, you know. It's like
when
fuck
you're
you.
20 years old,
Then don't do that, you know.
I agree, and I wouldn't
Mhm.
today if I went on a
Right.
date with a woman and there was like, no sense of anything. You know what? And I'm lying when I say that because I've gone on multiple dates in the last little while on Hinge,
Mhm.
and I pay for everything because, and I have no expectation. I mean, even the last woman I went with,
Who do
and
you
I've
want to be
seen
with in 10 years? Right?
what?
Who do you want to be with in 10 years? Not
Oh,
tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not even next year, but in 10 years, 20 years. Who's the kind of person you want to be? That's the kind of person you're trying to search out. And
of
that's the kind
course.
of person you're trying to be, but you're not caring. Number one, be the person you want to date. Number two, you're not
Yeah.
caring about having sex with that person in 10 years as much as you're caring about the fact that you can go to bed laughing together. You can have adventures together. You can travel together and talk and be, synonymous with each other. You can both be doing the dishes together, cooking together, whatever the case is. That doesn't necessarily
You
have to
know,
be. Some people can't do that. But what I'm saying is don't go searching for these women for just tomorrow or just
no,
tonight, you know?
for everything I've told you about her and other women in the past, you genuinely think within the last 15, 20 years, again, like when I was 20 and you're not making a lot of money. So if I don't know if you remember that Amanda, I'm sure you remember her. She was a
Mm,
beautiful little blonde and fucking had me wrapped around her finger. And,
I don't know her.
there was it wasn't even, I've never had an expectation of an individual. So I hate the word expectation, but like hope, right? And maybe the hope was too strong. I don't know. Like I've never been so distraught over not getting what I was anticipating. First of all, I was fucking scared of it for the first 10 years of my adulthood, from the age of 18 until I was about 30. I mean, sex made me nervous, right? I was like, oh my God,
Mhm,
do I suck? She going to think I'm hung like a mouse? Like, blah.
mhm.
So there was never expectation. And then once I was 30, from the last 15, 20, 15 years, I was mature enough and I'd slept with enough women that I was like, you're all the same. There's nothing special about one or the other. Some, look a little different, feel a little different, smell a little different, but maybe I should have excluded that one. But the point is, like, you hit a certain hallmark in life, and it's like, you realize that there's people. And so I don't like the term expectation, Allison. I'm gonna retract that comment and say, you know what? No, I've never. I
So if
don't.
you were to
I
date somebody and she said, I don't date until, the 10th, I don't have sex until the 10th date or the 15th date or the 20th date,
I'd
you'd
be
be
totally
okay with
cool with
something
that.
like that?
Fuck,
Okay, good.
100%. It would
Okay.
actually be music to my ears because previously, I mean, you've kind of learned through osmosis and just negotiating with people that, like Candace, when I met her, it was the third date and she jumped on me and it kind of threw me off. But at the same time, I was like, fuck, it's like, step up, man. You're going to fuck this up and express no interest. So I did. And, that was her leading the ship. And that's happened more often than not with women that I've hooked up with. And it's not me that's guiding it. I mean, I have when I've had to.
But see, you could have guided it there. You could have put a stop to that and said, wait, you know what? Actually, I'd prefer to wait a little while. And
That's
I
an
think
example
maybe
of
that's something that
self-control.
you need to do. Yeah.
So there's another self that I'm going to record here, Allison, because
Another
that Freya,
self-control.
which she talks about that, and that, man, that resonated with me. That one video, I wish I had it bookmarked. I would have sent it to you and maybe played it in, because I think you can legally do like reviews of videos on YouTube. I'm not sure. I'd probably ask her first anyway. I'd be like, look, do you mind if I mention you? Because yeah, she might think it's weird, but it's self-control she talks about, and the celibacy, and I was like, man, you know what? Maybe that's the one. I always talk about discipline and shit because in many ways I'm one of the most disciplined people I know, right? There's
Hmm.
certain things in my life that I'm like fucking, and that's my ADHD, man. I have to do that because if I don't have that control, I'd lose everything, right? I mean, that's when I end up going off the fucking deep end and end up in the hospital or something. But
That's when our nervous systems are not good. Yep.
yeah, well, I mean, I've fallen in that path where I gave up working out for a while and you get fat and fuck it. Anyway,
Oh, been there.
I
Yep.
yeah, but self-control
For the
is
last 5 years, actually.
what?
I've been there for the last 5 years. I gained weight over the COVID,
Oh, I thought you meant
and
drugs.
it no,
You
but
didn't
no, but like
really. You gained weight in 5 years. I remember you and
at the
Dave for.
beginning of COVID, I was 189,
Oh,
and
hey,
then
you're
I ended up
heavy as
being
me.
225.
Holy
I went to
moly, you now you're
225,
heavy as
and now
Keith.
I'm down to 177. Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Man, that's weird. I don't think I observed that with you guys. I mean,
Oh,
you
really?
and Dave, I thought for 20 years now, you guys. I mean, I seen pictures of you guys at your wedding, and I mean, you guys look drastically different from, well, that was like 30 years ago, I guess now. But how
Mhm.
long you guys been married?
30, 31 almost.
Holy
No,
fuck.
married 27. Sorry, married.
Oh wow.
Together 30.
That's still pretty good, man. Yes,
Yeah.
me and Freya, me and Janine were talking about that. I think I don't know who was I talking that to. Maybe it was Keith. Anyway, my fucking brain just miswires.
It's okay.
Interact, change stories, and not change stories, but I
What were
get
you
stories
talking about?
that it must have been her. Because why would I talk about secure attachments with Keith? But the point was that like I feel like that's what I want because my whole life, Allison, like dad's side and even mom's, I mean, I grew up with secure family attachments, man. All my aunts and uncles and all our aunts and uncles, and they've been married for 30, 40, 50. Like Auntie Kathy and Uncle Bill have been married for 70 fucking years. Mom and dad have been married for, well, how old am I? 50, no, 46, 46,
They
47.
they've been married for since I was 5.
Hey Siri, what's
So
2025 minus 1978? That's 79. 40,
25.
46 years. Mom and dad been married. 47 because they got married before I was born, right?
mhm.
Yeah, so fuck, man, 47 years is a long fucking time, Allison. Most people I know, there's some people I know are on their third, fourth, fifth marriages, right? And their marriages only last 2, 3 years. So it's like, fuck. I know all these people that are so chaos and unpredictable and not. And why? Like, where did I go wrong? When everybody in my life, you and Dave, mom and dad, Auntie Kathy and Uncle Bill, grandma and grandpa, like fucking all of my entire life, I've been around people that were in secure, loving, what I don't know about loving, but committed relationships at least, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm going to assume loving, Allison, because we have a couple of family members that were divorced, and why wouldn't the others divorce if they weren't happy? But
Because it was more convenient.
yeah, well, I mean, who knows? Maybe
Mhm.
I'm not blasting people that don't stay together, but I just what bugged me, what I maybe was asking Janine was like, where the fuck? What happened to me at what point in my life that I learned to chase unavailable, chaotic women because subconsciously my nervous system knew that it wasn't going anywhere. And
Pretty young.
well, yeah, but how and why?
Okay.
Because what?
No, David said supper's ready.
Oh, you're gonna
That's
go
okay.
eat? You gotta.
No,
You're
no.
recording a podcast. Checks in the mail.
I'm good.
Yeah. Fake check. Little Monopoly money. Thanks, Al. I want to. I would love to grow this channel into something that I could actually commercialize at some point in the future, but
Mhm.
uh, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Especially with I don't know what I get. Fucking five views a month. At least I'm not talking to myself. I appreciate anybody that watches. I'm like, whoa, what? There's a couple videos there where I'm like, hey, blah, hello, and fucking like, look at this
Well, I
zero
was
views.
thinking about doing a couple of my own little short because
You
I had a
should.
few thoughts here and there. So.
Absolutely, Allison, man. It's logic and light, not just Alex. You know, and I get it. Like, but videos that I've recorded up until now are just, it's my brain dump, my heart dump. I'm like, fuck this hell. And then that's what I wanted. Like, I'm going to do that for
That's
6
it.
months
Yep.
until I'm at the point where I can look back and go, okay, I've made noticeable difference, man. My erraticness is gone.
Mhm.
My yokel, howdy do to their people, my
Mhm.
fucking accent and
Mhm.
like drawing of the words and slurring and the swearing and the sputtering and I got a lot of work to do. But I like a challenge, man. So fucking face it head on. But anyway, circle back here to the idea of self control. I've had a problem with that my entire life, and I mean you know as well as anybody when you guys have told me multiple times when I throw tempers as a toddler or a baby, and But I don't know if it was you that said I used to bang my head in the corner of the wall, like that, the archway
You
in the
would smash it
Sanderson.
on the floor too. Same with Darian. Darian used to do that.
I smashed my head against the floor.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! Yeah, that explains a lot, man. Oh man! Holy man! Strengthen the bone structure there. I've been bonked over the head a couple times, and that thick skull saved my stupid ass.
It's weird.
But I know. I think I was part rhinoceros in a previous life. I lost my horn. Boop. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I will tell a fucked up story, but I'll save that for another time. Yeah. So Darian did it too. That's interesting. Maybe that ADHD is on mom's side. Really? You think so?
Yeah, well, sure.
Well, it would make sense because you're. I told you, hey, he didn't formally diagnose me. He asked me about 5 questions, and I
No,
was
you
like,
didn't
he's
tell me.
like, yeah. I mean, he talks to me 15 minutes a day, just because I told him I was like, man, I lied to you. When it said, do you smoke, drink, or do drugs, and I said, no, no, no. Oh, whoops. Uh, He's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I'm
I
struggling with
used
cocaine.
to.
And he's like, oh, what else did you do? I'm like, well, dude, cocaine by the time it lands in this city is not cocaine. It's cocaine plus blip and blip and blip. Anyway, he's like, well, how long? And I was like, fuck, man, at least 10 years, probably 15, maybe, I don't know. Since I was 30 years old is when I started doing it with a buddy of mine's brother. Actually, it was a house party we went to, and he got me doing it once. And after that, it was just, but anyway, and I mean, it was on and off. In the last couple of years, I've had a real problem. That was the worst because I had money and I had time and fucking access to it. And anyway, uh, so I told him that I wanted to shoot. Hang on, my screen fell asleep on me here. Ah, that's not the password. Fuck. I wanted to pronounce my password out loud, but that would be a bad idea. It's not a very clean password. It's kind of anyway. So anyway, he asked me a couple questions, and he's like, well, what makes you think? I'm like, dude, I've watched hundreds of videos, probably hundreds of hours at this point of ADHD symptoms and the problems that it causes. And I'm like, man, I was disturbed, restless my whole school career. I was like, I constantly getting kicked out, right? I would like make a muck and during O Canada and they boot me out and I'd go to the principal's office or sit in the hallway or whatever. And, I was like, I spent more time in LAC in some parts of my grades than I did in actual classrooms. And, and then it resulted in me dropping out and fucking, then I fell into alcohol and numbing agents and da 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 da. And he asked me if I ever had impulsive, dangerous thoughts. And I was like, well, if you consider stepping up to a guy swinging a machete and taking it in the arm dangerous and impulsive, then yes. So yeah, anyway, it sold him on the idea. He was like, okay, well, we'll give you this prescription and we'll try it for a month. And I was like, all right, well, that was the quickest ADHD test I ever thought I'd take. But I don't think there's any question to it, to be honest. I think if I went and got formally diagnosed, I'd probably I'd score high. Perfect score. Holy moly. 100%, maybe even bonus questions. But anyway, yeah. Where are we going with this?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
No, neither am I. Self-control.
Right. Okay.
One of the things I need to work on, and that part of that self-control would be that, I don't know, man, overwhelming desire to mate, for lack of a better word. It's just something that it's hard to replicate in life, right? I don't know. I don't know if I can ever figure out a way, like all of my other symptoms of problem or addictions, let's call it, I can find workarounds to. It's like quitting drinking, drugs, and smoking was pretty easy for me. It was just kind of like, if I don't do it for a week, like physiologically, I know from doing this in the past that the pull is gone. Right after a week, I'm no longer like, I need a cigarette, or like, holy fuck, I could really use a bump or a drink to calm down or whatever. And yeah, drinking was easy because I never drink alone, right? So I was like, as long as I isolate, I'm not gonna drink. And if I don't drink, I'll be less likely to smoke. And if I'm not smoking, the cocaine, it had the biggest pull on me for about a week. I was kind of like, oh man, I need this to finish Renos. But yeah, once that was out of my system, I've been fine. You know, and the somatic rituals like cold plunge and cold shower, you know, the bands snapping to my wrist and meditation, mindfulness, and just push-ups if I need to, and uh all of that, you know. But yeah, the intimacy that you share with another partner is a pretty hard thing to replicate. And you know, there's a couple times I've thought like, wow, fuck, if I don't know, do I use an escort? Fuck, I really don't want to, because that kind of scares me. I'm like, fucking, those people are bad energy, man. It's end up knowing where I live and they'll get robbed. But fuck, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. The other option is I have women that are friends of mine that I could maybe coerce, but not coerce, but convince. And yeah, but I don't want to do that either. Fuck, because Janine, or I don't know if it was Janine, but somewhere I picked up, you know, the idea of like that's an example of boundaries, right? Where like I'm giving it up to somebody that I don't really want to give it up to, but I'm after the physical release, not the emotional energy exchange. And oh man, that's a problem too. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm starting to get like depressed.
Oh, jeez. Well, I don't know, my love. I don't know what to tell you. I think that we kind of circled around all of that, right? That self-love,
Yeah.
self-worth. Yeah. One
Self
of the things I was
forgiveness.
gonna, yeah, self-forgiveness. I mean, absolutely, right? And self-devotion, like devote the same kind of love you would to somebody else to yourself,
Yes.
you know?
Wow.
Like if a girlfriend or somebody that you truly knew, she was the person, and you know, she felt the same way about you, and it was gone both ways, and she phoned you up and said, listen, I really need you to go out of your way to go to this store to buy this certain thing or whatever it is. You would do it, right? Because you know that this is your person. So
I would do that for a lot of people, Allison.
well, that's
It's not a
awesome. Well, good
question
for
for
you.
me. I mean, if you and
Well,
Dave
do it
asked
for
me to,
yourself, is what I'm trying to tell you. That
oh,
self devotion. Go out of your own way. Like,
yeah.
you know, dedicate to yourself as well.
So,
You
oh,
know,
I
understand
really,
you're worth that.
I wish you watched that video that Freya had posted, because she talks a lot about self-love. And the one video went off on celibacy, but that's the one that threw me off, because it just, the idea of being celibate, man, it saddens me. I'm like, holy fuck, I think I'd rather die, but not die, but well, maybe, fuck, I don't know. But
Alex,
she
you
talked,
don't need to be celibate. I don't take that. That's
I,
I
I,
don't think that's what she's trying to say to you. Maybe that's what worked for her, but whatever. And if that is what she's trying to say, well, I don't know.
yeah,
I wouldn't.
then it probably isn't, Allison. My brain is rigid, and I'm working to make it
Less
less
rigid.
rigid. Yes, but she talks about taking yourself on dates. Like she took herself to an or a opera, no, like a
Oh,
symphony or something.
I've done that a few times by myself.
What?
Yeah,
What did you say? I was coughing.
I've
I
done that
couldn't.
a few times by myself. I've gone to a couple performances by myself.
What? When? I don't believe
Uh,
it.
ask David. He's the one
Actually,
that dropped me off.
yeah, you probably would do that. Actually, I do believe you.
Yeah.
The closest thing I ever done took myself to a movie a couple times, and it was only because like Top Gun when I went second time, like no one wanted to go, right? But I was like, fucking airplane, I'm going. And the other one
Yeah.
was like it was a horror movie. I couldn't get anybody to come with me, and I went. And anyway,
I don't like doing things with people because then I have to please them and I don't want to. So
yeah,
when I'm by myself and I go shopping and I go to the movies and I do what I want and I get what I want and I stay as long as I want and I don't have
you
to
should.
worry about anybody else.
I'm gonna
That
send you
is
her videos. I want you to watch them, because she talks about lone wolf, and a lot of it resonates with me. Right? I'm like, oh, I'm a pretty fucking. I would say by definition, I'm a lone wolf. I mean, I've never cohabitated, lived by myself, adult life by myself, and but in that sense too, like I still crave people. But
I was just
she,
gonna say, it's not that I want to be alone all the time, but
yeah,
I do prefer to go by myself to a certain amount of places because I then don't have to worry about, you know, the person could tell David, he'll take me material shopping, for instance, right? I love I you could leave me in a material shop for 2 hours and I'm happy. But as soon as he's with me, I feel like
Ugh.
I'm taking up his time and he's not able to wait for me. And I just don't want to do that.
All
And I
right.
just end up not leaving.
You guys
I
are a
won't
married
stay.
couple. You sound like mom and dad.
Well, he says, don't worry about it. I love it. Don't worry. He's very good, but
Really?
I just
Is
feel
that what
that
it takes
way.
to be in a successful relationship? Because if
Yes.
Candace tried that on me a couple times, and I was like, no.
Yes.
Yeah. Pulled me into the underwear store, and I was looking at all the other women. Just kidding.
Uh-uh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I didn't. Well, maybe I did, but I probably did and didn't even notice I was doing it. But anyway, I don't like shopping. First of all, I fucking hate shopping. But
Oh, I don't love it either. So David
yeah,
lucked out that way. I'm not a
yeah,
big shopper. But he will, yeah, but I'm talking about like material shopping is different. Like that's because I'm going to be doing a creative project, right? So
right.
that's something that yeah, those kind of things. I don't like shopping for clothes. And if I do,
Yeah.
it's usually secondhand.
So I mean, that the reason I bring this up is for me, her videos often center around
Sure,
this lone wolf energy. Raw dogging is what she calls it. That meaning
yeah.
like you
Ooh,
go through life clean, right? Like there's no
mhm.
drugs, no alcohol, no escapism, no porn
Yeah.
addiction, validation. You know, and anyway, every time she says that, I'm like, this is the one thing I have a hard time controlling. But uh, I just,
I'm
you're
nice
not
to
a man,
myself.
first of all. You don't
No,
understand.
no, 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 no. I'm nice to myself. I love myself. I don't want to restrict anything for myself. If it makes me happy, I'm going to do it. Maybe if it makes me like, if it's too much, like too much chocolate or too much, then no, that's not good. But I don't want to restrict anything. I don't believe in that. I really
No, it
don't.
didn't. Allison, we're all different. I understand that. And I mean, for me, it's like, I mean, in that respect, discipline's pretty easy, right? It's like, I'm not a foodie. I don't really, I enjoy food, of course. Like, look at what happened when we had pizza the other night. Fuck, I started with two pieces, ended up eating fucking three-quarters of the pizza. And that's my gluttony kicking in, and probably why I try so hard not to eat crappy food because I'm like, I don't have the willpower to stop at one. And for me, the difference between willpower and discipline is willpower is like in the moment. Discipline is just an extended practice of doing something over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't have willpower. I mean, you dangle a cigarette in front of me, and I could very easily be like, well, just one. But it doesn't stop
Mm.
at one. It's 1, 2, 10, fucking same thing with booze, alcohol, fucking drugs, whatever. And like Keith has willpower, man. That guy fucking can't even speak. And I mean, you and Dave are the same way. Like you can have one drink, and I can't. But like
I
I
hate
can
drinking.
yeah, well, I
I
remember a
really
time.
do.
Listen, you and fucking Keith and Dave are the ones that got me going on drinking.
No, no,
I
no. I'm
was
not saying I didn't. I'm just saying now I just can't.
no.
I just no.
Yeah, well,
Oh
fair
no,
enough.
no. I'm not putting myself above it. I just can't do it now. I can't.
Yeah, I don't need it, man. I don't
The
need it.
hangovers are oof.
Yeah, well, that too. That and just the clarity. I uh I like raw dogging, man. I'm more anxious than I've ever been, probably, and that's why I need to amp up my somatic rituals, right? Like I really need this cold plunge tub in the basement because I struggle still, man. I still, I have moments like right now I'm shaking my fucking leg like I'm blowing in the wind like a leaf or something. But and why? Like I'm talking to my sister. I'm not being interrogated by the police or someone pointing a gun at me or something
So
dumb. It's
like
like
when you close your eyes, where does it feel? Where do you feel that? Is it in the pit of your stomach? Is it under your breastbone? Is it in your chest? Is it in your head?
when I close my eyes.
Yeah, close your eyes and feel where that tightness is coming from. Feel because that's where that shaking that leg is, right? So
If I close my eyes, my head right away feels like a balloon. It's gonna float away, and I feel like I'm gonna pass out and fall backwards. That's what's happened when you tried to get me to meditate that last time. I was like, whoa, whoa. I don't know why. Man,
because your body is in flight. It's wanting to run because
it
you're
is.
going through emotions that yeah.
No,
So that's your
for me. I
no,
think it's
that's
the
just
ADHD.
it's the underlining well possibly that's part of it for sure, but it's also being triggered by what we're talking about and just the ideas that
Yeah,
are coming
well,
up and the feelings
it
that you're
is.
kind of getting from the ideas that we're talking about. And that's all part of that, right? And the body the body keeps score. The body knows that body keeps those emotions stored in certain places. And when you're shaking like that, it helps to release some of that, by the way. So it's not a bad thing. So like
So,
getting up and kind of dancing and shaking around is really good for you. Why do dogs do it? It's the same idea, right? They're getting
because
rid of
dogs
nervous
have
energy.
ADHD.
No, they're getting rid of nervous energy. So
I
you'll
know.
see them, they'll shake,
You know
and that's
what's
kind of what you're doing.
what's crazy is I don't think I always shook, but like my nervous system was regulated with like drinking and smoking and drugs. But
So it was
because I
numb.
remember
Yeah.
countless
And it was
times
regulated.
I'd be sitting at home with mom and dad, and like mom shakes, right? She's always got
Yeah.
like restless legs, and
Yeah.
I'd notice it. And like Keith, even we'd be sitting on the patio, and there's been an odd time or two where his legs is like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, what the fuck is up with you, right? Like
The
you're the
same idea.
calmest fucking guy I know. Why are you shaking? But I didn't feel like I was shaking in that moment. But man, in the last 2 months, I gotta tell you, like, holy fuck, no matter where I go, I'm like tapping something, right? Like even standing in line today at Winners, and I caught myself. I'm holding two jackets, and there's this like shelf or something there, and I was like, and I'm like, fuck, what am I doing? And I had headphones on, so I couldn't even hear the noise. So I took the headphones out of my ears and turned around, and everybody was kind of looking at me, and I'm like, oh, oops. Like living in my own world, and I was like, oh man, I don't know
Me too. Don't worry.
when is that going to stop? Like, when am I going to return to an element of normalcy? Because
Mm,
I don't want
yeah,
to
I
tap.
don't know.
It tells people I'm anxious, and I don't want people to feel that from me because then it makes them anxious.
Honestly, the fact that you feel that that's what they think is what is it is more than what you just did. Truly.
I don't know, Allison.
Yeah.
Women pick up on that kind of
Well, they
aura.
do, but who cares? Like that's
Well, fuck, I
and it's
do. If it
okay
means
that you're
if
feeling
they're gonna be
anxious for a
turned off by
second.
it, I definitely don't want to be like, whoa, kind of like bad
No,
breath. You
it,
fucking go on a date and be like,
not quite. Not from what you just described.
I
I
don't
would
know.
look at you and be like, ah, and then that's it. Like the more you
Depends.
kept it up and the weirder you acted, then the more that would be like, okay, it's all
Yeah, well,
good.
and
Chill
there you
out.
go.
Right?
This might progress into more and more awkward anxiety measures. You must start fucking my eye starts twitching and fucking I click in my teeth or something. Then they'd be like, "Oh my god, this guy needs his meds." And
So
anyway, I
funny.
don't want to be on meds. I'm just doing this ADHD shit for a month to kind of as an experiment and see what happens. If I get, I said yesterday in my clip, I was like, hey, fuck, if I get like, what's that movie with Bradley Cooper when he takes the pill and he's got like a moment of like pure clarity and Elysium? No.
Oh, I
Uh,
don't know.
anyway, it's a good movie, but I joked like, man, I'm going to try this pill, and if I can start reverse engineering the stock market, make myself millions, and then bye, I'm leaving. Anyway, that's literally the only reason I'm doing this pill is because I'm like, fuck it, man. If I can use it to just get these projects started and rolling, because for me that's the worst part, right? Like I don't getting something moving is like the boring part.
Hmm.
It's like fuck, I've done this fucking 10,000 times in my life. I do not want to build it, the setup structure and infrastructure for hosting a website and ERP, and it's just boring. So I'm like, fuck, if
Yeah.
I can use it to power through that, and then now I got to get into the sales and marketing side of things, which excites me, but it scares the shit out of me because I'm a coward and I don't like rejection, but I know I have to do it because I'm like fucking gun is now pointed at my head. So figure it out, princess or
Yeah.
Peter, Alex, whatever my online alias is. Oops, you gave away my identity. I'm Spider-Man. Doo-doo-doo.
That's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm a dork.
Yeah. So, um, we were talking about the
Self-worth as the umbrella term, container
yeah,
term.
and how to work through that, right? Through like the internal shame and the criticism and judgment, and knowing that that's not what you want to be
Yeah.
hosting within yourself, right? You don't want to be criticizing or judging yourself, shaming yourself. You don't want to do any of that because you know that that's just going to lead to you, never mind screwing up your nervous system, it's going to lead you to doing that to
Well,
outside too, like to other people. Like, right?
if I asked you this, so I wanted to start before I went totally sidetracked. I wanted to stay kind of focused on self-care because these for me are tangible things that I can start implementing.
Mhm.
For
But
instance, like,
self-care, part of that would be, like I said, not internalizing your shame, not criticizing yourself, not judging yourself, like giving
okay,
yourself encouragement, giving yourself forgiveness,
I say self,
accepting yourself, right?
I say self-care, meaning physical, tangible things only. So self
But that's
shame.
not going to help only. You're going to
No,
need to do.
I know, Allison, but like to keep it simple, stupid. This I want to cover this topic for like a month.
Okay.
Self-worth
Okay, so
as the container.
initially, anything that makes you feel calm, what makes you feel calm? Truly,
Well,
what makes you feel calm? Like that's
so I
those
told
are
you already that I wanted to. I bought face moisturizer. I went into Vita Health, Vita Health, and I bought facial moisturizer. Right, I was like, ah, fuck, whatever. Right, my face starting to look pretty rough from years of smoking and fucking abuse and well, just aging and weather, winter. So I bought moisturizer. I started doing that. And then I was gonna look for a loofah or whatever today and start exfoliating, right? Because like, why not? Women do these kind of things, and you know,
Mhm.
uh, the pedicure was another thing, and then thermia maybe. And massaging, I don't like being touched, so that's gonna be a weird one for me. But the but it's what I was gonna ask you is like, what I don't know, what other things could I do that were um self care?
Mhm.
What do women do? Men typically turn their nose up at because I just feel like women are better at self care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like my immediate response is anything that like painting, put anything that puts me in a state where I'm calm and I feel my whole body feels relaxed. So that could be anything from listening to certain music, drawing and painting, yoga,
So those things,
walking in nature.
yeah, I mean, I do that already though. So what are I have no interest in painting, unfortunately. That's not going to
No,
happen.
no, no, that's fine.
Listening to
But
music, I listen to 582 or 482 hertz, this DNA recovery music,
mhm.
I think.
Does
It's
it
called
help? Does it make you feel good?
it's good for before going to bed, for sure. I feel it relaxes me. It's a lot better than listening to Tool 10 minutes before going to bed. I promise you that. Um, God, Jesus, this bloody computer. Uh, uh, uh,
I was going to say, I mean, you could also do guided meditations because you have a hard time with just sitting and meditating. So
I
try
do.
some guided
Yes.
meditators, where
So
they're
I,
talking to you throughout it and telling you what to feel and think and see
ugh,
and do.
I,
There's a
I,
few that you could look for that.
I downloaded one, Apple Music or something, but the lady's voice was fucking annoying. I was like, ugh, oh my God,
Yeah,
just
there's a couple. I don't like some of them. So that's what you'd
no.
have to look for. I can send you a
But
couple that you might like.
I'd ask Janine. I mean, Janine's got a soft feminine voice, and I can't. I think she actually said she did have some. I have to follow up on that. But I told that Freya same thing. I was like, look, yeah, I kind of dig your voice. It's nice, and if you had guided meditation, I'd buy it off you. But
Hmm.
she doesn't allow that only through her online or through
You'd have to pay for it.
in person kind of shit. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, man, whatever. That's her choice. And so Janine probably doesn't do it either because you get all kinds of men buying your voice to other reasons than to relax. Because men are fucking weird that way. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Oh man, Allison. So through all the TikTok, I don't know if you go onto that TikTok account, but it pushes me in all kinds of directions, man. And there's this one woman, she was young. She's like, I don't know, fitness 25-year-old fucking blonde, kind of Playboy bunny looking thing. And yeah, she was talking about how men started asking if they could buy her like spandex shorts or shoes or something, but she'd have to wear them for like 500
Mm.
bucks. I'm like, oh fuck, Jesus, fuck! You're giving us
Right?
all a bad name, you fucking weirdo. Go
They
buy
they
fucking pair
buy
yourself.
underwear
Yeah, well,
after you've
probably,
worn it. No, not
probably.
probably. That's a huge sale.
Yeah,
They buy they buy tampons. They
yeah.
buy
All right.
oh,
That's
it's
beyond child
listen.
friendly at this point.
Yeah, it's bad.
I know. It's just anyway. What does that tell you, Allison? That how lonely men are, right, as a whole, and
No.
I think so. Probably. Why?
No.
There would be no other
I'm not saying
motivation.
they're not lonely. I'm not saying that. But Alex, this has been something that's been an issue for millennia since the beginning. Like there pretty much every religion out there will not hire men to handle dead bodies because they have a problem with the men fucking the dead bodies. Sorry for the swear. But it's
That-
true. And
I couldn't
across
hear
the
you.
board, not just one religion either. It's across the board. It's across nationalities and race. It's a universal situation. Men will have sex with babies, they'll have sex with dead bodies, they'll have sex with
Calm down.
like
I mean,
but
calm
it's
down.
true. It's
You're
true.
probably
Like,
not
it's
wrong.
unfortunate.
You're probably not wrong. I mean, what I would question is where you get your data from. I mean, there could very well be just as many women that molest babies as there is men. Boys
No,
maybe just don't come out and tell you about it.
No.
Before you make that claim, you back it up with research and data, Allison. And if you prove me wrong, then fine, I'd accept it. But how many fucking
Easily
cases
looked
do you
up,
hear of
Alex.
teachers that molest like high school student boys? There's a
I'm
lot
not
of them.
saying that that's not a case. I'm absolutely not saying that that's not a situation that I've heard about many times for sure. But it doesn't over take the amount of women that have been abused sexually by the amount of men out there. Even if you just go by the 1 out of 3 that's reported, which I think it's way more than that.
What are you talking about? 1 out of 3? That male
1
sexual
out of
abuse?
3 women, 1 out of 3 women are sexually abused. Yes.
1 out of 3.
That's 1 out of 3.
Where are you getting that from? That's a
These
crazy high number, Allison.
That's actually not even. I don't even think that's the reported, because I've never reported, and I know I have been, and I've never reported it. So how many people? I don't know anybody else that I know that's reported it and they've talked about it. So,
1
I don't
out
know.
of 3. Well,
1 out of
I
3.
mean, I don't know. I'm not a woman, so I've never Googled this.
It's like a
We've had this
billion
discussion.
women.
Yeah, well, fuck, you're right. Global statistics. The Google AI says 1 in 3, 30% have been subjected to physical or sexual violence
That
by
have been
by a
reported.
partner. Oh no, by a partner or non-partner. Oh boy. All right. Well, okay. Non-partner sexual violence is about 6% of women. So that changes the that changes the dynamic of what you just said, though, Allison. Like if you're a partner
But
with somebody.
look up. When I'm talking about sexual abuse, I'm talking about before I turned 18.
Well,
I'm not
just
talking
like
about
if
as
you
an adult.
then I don't think child sexual abuse, probably the numbers are very the same. Like I would say most like 50% of boys and 50% of females are sexually abused before 18. But if after
I don't
18,
doubt that.
I would say that the numbers definitely probably jump because, once you're a man, it's a
Not
lot
even
harder
18. I would say 15, 16. But
yeah,
a
well,
lot of boys, especially in organized sports, become abused, right?
yeah, 100%.
Anyway, we're getting off the self-love, self-forgiveness, self-acceptance, open to receive. That's what I was going to say about this. So
Right.
being open to receive over giving, people pleasing, right? Like, do you allow that? Do you feel comfortable asking for help? Do you feel comfortable receiving help from people? Yes, I
Of
think you
course.
do, right?
Yeah,
Pretty good.
I took help from Keith and you and Dave and Dad
Good.
renting my house. Yeah, I'll take help anytime I need it.
Mm-hmm. And then one of the other situations that is a good sort of marker is internal validation, right? Versus your external validation. Your success doesn't have a relationship with who you are. It's not tied up in your self-worth, right? So just because you have this job, this car, this house, you look this way, doesn't make you a better or worse person. You are who you are, and that's just the simple fact that you exist is you're worth something.
Oh,
You're worthy, right? So that's where you're gonna have to end up. Like that's where you're working towards, right? Is
it
that internal validation of knowing that you're worth it just because you are here. Period.
Yeah, yes. And Allison, I understand that. And I talked about this with Janine because you know who Alan Watts is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're familiar with his works, and he's like a spiritual advisor, blah, 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 whatever, philosopher,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. He talks, I was listening to one of his books the other day, going for a walk, and he talks about like you're good enough, right? And I liked it. Everything was resonating and it was making me feel good. And then it, kind of got me to the point where I crying a little bit in my walk, and I was like, fuck, man, Alex, like, there's self-hate, right? To call myself a pussy. And anyway, I got to stop that talk. Like, the negative talk is really destructive. But
It truly is.
he talks about you're good enough, and that people don't choose you. That's it's timing. It's whatever. Don't take it personally. But he said the message that I got from that was like, don't. The thing that irritated me is I was like, man, it sounds like you're telling me not to improve, right? And I'm like, fuck, I fucking hate that shit. If I told myself I was good enough,
No,
and you'd never have motivation to change and be better,
no.
and I'm
See,
like, that
the
dude, that's how
problem
you.
is you're trying to derive
Oh,
motivation from anger and shame and fear and hate, and those are the things that are not going to help you in the end. So what he's talking about is just the pure acceptance of who you are, and with that will come that self-validation, that self-love, that what did I say there before, the self-devotion, right, where you're going to devote time to yourself because you love yourself and you want to and you want to be better, and it'll come from that rather than from, yeah, right, an asshole, you damn pussy, you better get your fucking ass up and get going. And that's
yeah.
not going to help you. That's just
You
going
know,
to fuck your nervous system up.
what's crazy is I don't know if I got it from dad or it resonated with me as a young man from like 20,
Many young
because
men.
I was so weak, like physically weak and emotionally weak. I really
And
like
didn't know how to fix that. Yeah, I know. It's
well,
hard.
the Red Foreman type of,
Yeah,
it's the way he treats
dumbass.
his son, right? Like he's
Hmm.
a tough love, and that was dad,
Hmm.
and I really tried to embrace that
I
and
don't
getting
believe those are
comfortable.
synonymous, but
The what?
I don't believe tough love is synonymous. I don't think I don't believe that there's a place for that. I don't believe in that.
Well,
I know what you're
I
saying and
don't
I
know
understand
anymore
that
either,
that's where,
Allison. I'm questioning it
yeah,
because what it did is it turned me into someone
an
that
angry.
I talk my well. I mean, am I angry? I don't know. I mean, there's elements of me for sure, but there's elements of
You
kindness and
were for a
calmness.
very long time. If you're not now, you were.
Yeah, well, and I just said there's elements of me that are kind and compassionate and quiet, and there's elements of me that are, raging fucking,
Yeah.
But I don't know if you watched that video I posted the other day, but uh, Thursday, I think maybe it was, or Wednesday, I woke up in the morning, kicked the cat out of my bedroom at 4, got up, and I
Yeah.
slept for 7.5, and I stepped in cat puke, and I didn't respond. It was just like, yeah, yuck. And that to me,
Mm.
man, it dawned on me, like, man, I didn't lose it.
Good.
Only a couple months ago, I stepped in puke, and when I was staying with mom and dad, and I was not happy. I was pretty loud and angry about it, and woke mom and dad up, and they were like, "Well, calm down. Why are you making such a big deal?" And I'm like, "Fuck," because I stepped in fucking cat puke. Anyway, but
But acknowledging that and celebrating that is amazing.
well, that's kind of
That's rewiring yourself. You're giving yourself that not adrenaline. What's the word? Not
dopamine.
Yeah, that dopamine kick because you've done something in a positive manner. That's excellent. That's really good that you did that. Yeah.
I really took it as a well, the clip I uploaded on Facebook there. I think I mentioned that. I think. But yeah, it to me it was a win, man. I was like, fuck,
That's a huge win.
I think it's actually working. Like I'm not, and there's been a few times that's happened. Two more examples I'll give you. I bought those like countertop cook appliances because I don't want to buy a kitchen island yet until I've stabilized my finances.
Right.
So I bought a kitchen chef cooktop and a microwave,
Okay.
and I put the fucking cooktop in the box, and I went to put it over there where the you can't see it, but I'm pointing at the air fryer oven.
Okay.
And I put it in the box, and I went to lift the box up, and the bottom of the box broke, and the thing went boop right on the floor. Boom! I just bought the thing. I used it once, and I smashed it in the ground. I didn't respond. I was like, "Oh darn!" And I swept it up, and the cat was kind of traumatized, and swept it up, threw it in the garbage, and that was it. Then the other day, Monday or Sunday last week, same thing with the microwave. I picked the microwave up, and I went to put it in the shelf, and I missed the shelf, and I let it go before I had put it on the shelf, and it boof, bit the dust. Didn't respond. I was just kind of like, oh well. And so those three things, I'm like,
That's huge. Yes.
I don't know, man. if I had done that again 6 months ago, I would have been like kicking the
Freaking out.
shit out of that thing and sending it through the window or something, right? Like
That's awesome.
I would have been going berserk, grab it by the cable like a tail and fucking whoop whoop whoop. But I didn't, and so yeah, it's that's an important part of therapy is having these checkpoints and milestones, and like you said, celebrating those small wins, man. Like it means something. So
100%.
hopefully just keep it up because I'm tired of being angry. It's just, man, being an explosive mentality is so destructive. If not to the
Mhm.
people around me, to even myself, like how many times I've punched the wall and fucking broke my knuckle once or twice at least doing that. So
Mhm.
stupid.
So what I think is maybe this week you should work on your self-acceptance and forgiveness, right? Recognizing where you're shaming yourself, recognizing when you're trying to,
Well,
internalize that hate, and just, just keep that up this week and see where that leads and see what happens. Because you want to do this for
if
a month, you said,
I
right?
I
So,
do like a month
okay.
and a half, but I also still want to circle back to the anima and animus, and I'll tell you why before we
Okay.
close this up. Uh, so I told you I went to Chapters and I was looking for a book on femininity. I
Mhm.
struggle saying that word. So I bought. No, I didn't. I know I did. What the hell books did I buy? So I bought one called Letting Go, another one called. Maybe I didn't buy one on femininity, but the other one I bought was called Models by Mark Manson. I don't know. You're familiar with that guy, right?
No.
He's the guy that he wrote the book How to Unfuck Yourself or something.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I always thought he was kind of goofy. I don't know the way he talks on YouTube. I'm like, you're overly confident there, bud. But
I don't
this
know. I've
book,
never.
this book's really good. So let me just kind of bring this up, and maybe we try and integrate this into the next self worth check in. But where's the notes that I took? Right, anima, self worth. No. Where did I put that? Scribbly pad. Compare. Oh no, veganism. No. Oh, yes. I think I threw that note out.
Oh,
Not
no.
even. Hey, well, okay. So real quick, I'll just give you a synopsis. So the video I posted on Facebook, I talk about this if you really want to know. But
Okay.
basically, the first chapter is all about. It's broken into three sections, and the first section I think was like the neediness, a man that has neediness. The second one was like narcissism and objectifying women, and the third one was like maybe that was narcissism. I can't remember, but the first time I read the chapter, I was like, "This is a boring book." Little voice inside my head just kind of reminded me, like, "Dude, read it again." So I read it again. The second time through, it was kind of like, "Wow." I identified with a couple elements, and the third time I had to read it, so I read it again third time, and then I started taking notes, and that's what I wanted to talk about real quick. But I don't know where I
Okay.
put those notes. But it was basically like, there are elements of me of neediness and being a bitch.
Mhm.
Which is an expression of masculine weakness, and that was where I don't know if I can tie
Not
that
even
into
so much
self-worth.
masculine weakness, but maybe searching for the feminine, right? So I think again that society does that, right? Like, oh no, you're being weak as a man because you're searching for the feminine. You're not. You're just searching for that other side, and you're feeling like that's a neediness because you don't
Yeah.
know how to access it. You don't know
Well,
how to be
mm,
effeminate
I don't think it was
without
them.
feeling.
This case though, like the only time that neediness has entered my life, I'm not a needy person. I don't think. I really don't. I've never felt needy. I mean, if people pull away from me, like whatever. But with women, ones that I'm drawn to, and I'm, you know, I feel that pull. The neediness comes from the one thing that they can give me that I can't give myself and I can't get from other people because I don't fall in love quick, right? Like I told Janine that yesterday. I was like, man, I think part of the psychology of me for chasing friends is that I don't trust people when I first meet them. A lot of women I look at and I'm like, just fucking, you're a fucking loose cannon. Like I don't want to get close to you. So by friending someone, you get to know them over time and they calm my nervous system, I guess. And that's where the neediness kicks in, man, is when I started to realize like, oh, I'm not going to get it from her and I really need it. And she's the only one that could give it to me. And And I don't know where that ties into self-worth, and I don't know how to fix that because it's literally the one thing that you can't substitute and you can't replace. Hey, get out of here. Sorry, the cat's.
What can't you substitute?
The moment of intimacy with a specific woman, not any woman.
Okay. No, you're right. That
It's
that is
it's impossible to replicate, and that is what causes me to be needy. And that was the only storyline that I could associate with that part of the chapter. You know, other parts of the chapter talk about objectifying women because if you're a nice guy and you keep failing with women, you know, there's two ways that you can fake confidence, right? It's not fake it, but there's two ways to achieve confidence. And one of them is just naturally over time, organically, by doing exactly what I'm doing here, right? Trying to reprogram your brain and become a man of true worth and value, right? That have more going on in your life so that you don't have time to distract yourself chasing people. And I knew that's where I needed to be, man. I couldn't because I couldn't get out of the vacuum of drugs and chasing women and alcohol. But I mean, now with my new clarity, I'm like, that's the future that I need to do, man. I need to pursue things that I can control. And if anything else falls into my life after that, so be it. But if not, then that's the universe's way of just sticking its finger up at me. But you know, if you're not doing that though, like, you know, I would fall into that chase kind of mentality, and it's not helpful. But I don't know where I was going with this. The other way is, if you don't develop true confidence, the other way is to become narcissistic and objectify women, right? If all you do is see women as an object, and you're like, all I'm going to do is use you for sex because you're a piece of shit, and like the misogynist type attitude. And
mhm.
I identified with that because there was a phase in my life where I definitely kind of went through that mentality. And I mean, you've heard me communicate that at dinner tables.
Mhm.
And I mean, most of the times you heard it, I don't even know if that was genuinely where my heart was at, but it does work. And it's called the shortcut technique, right? That you convince yourself that women are objects, and then you act like a dick, and women respond to it for whatever reason. They respond to it better than being a nice guy and needy, or, you know.
Some women do, and I don't
Yeah,
think
well,
they're the
and he
kind of
says that.
women you want.
He says that. He says women that are trauma bound or trauma hurt and unhealed and they'll respond to that. But
Yeah,
Allison, look at all the women that I've chased in my life. Most of them have been that,
yeah.
you know, trauma bound. So that, and he says that in the book. He's like, man, a woman that has her heart healed and that's whole, and she'll see right through that shit and like, bye, like you're not on her
Yeah,
radar.
yeah.
And I'm like, well, where the fuck was she? Anyway,
Because
just
you
neither.
weren't on her radar, right? You weren't in that level
Well,
yet.
I guess so. Anyway, it is a good book. You
Well,
should read
very
it when I'm
good.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the bit I did work on with the anima and animus there,
Oh,
I mean,
Lord.
even myself, I'm gonna have to be working on some of my own anima because I don't really feel like I have a great intuition, or I don't know.
You
I have, yeah.
you
Anyway,
think intuition? Well, no, I would
I
agree.
don't know if
Actually,
I have a great.
Janine said that I think yesterday. Man, I gotta stop mentioning her name, doing these name drops. She's like, I'm putting words in her mouth, maybe, but like, what someone told me that intuition was the feminine,
It is.
and
That's
that
what I
like,
said, anima, which
yeah,
is
okay,
the female for the male,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
The female vision.
and animus
But
is the
I
man.
personally need to work on, because I mean, part of my own anima is missing, I feel like, with my intuition. Yeah.
And how would you fix that? Intuition seems like a pretty
Oh,
hard thing
working
to.
on it. I mean, there'd be stuff that you would just have to work on. Like you'd be, I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know how would I don't know. I
Well,
would
you
have to
should
look into that more.
you should explore that and have a podcast episode about it. That might resonate
Mm,
with people more than my personal struggles and journeys.
yeah, well,
Um,
let's look on that too and figure that out, and we'll talk about that maybe another time.
yeah, I
Hmm.
uh, I mean, I don't want to just cancel out the anima and animus, but what I realized is it's going to take a long time. Just like self-worth, man. I mean, self-worth is the container, but there's probably 15 keywords that I've written down here, from esteem to hate to love to care to, you know, trust to confidence to blah, blah, blah. Like all of those things need work. Like self-care. I mean, things can I add to my life that are tangible that'll subconsciously tell myself like I value myself, right? Getting a pedicure is a pampering, right? So I'm telling myself subconsciously I matter,
Right.
you know,
You're
telling
talking to
getting a
your cells
massage.
when you do that. That's right.
What?
You're talking to your cells. When you do stuff like that, your cells listen.
Cells, like DNA
Your
cells
cells.
or like
Yes,
molecules. Oh,
correct.
I thought you were saying selves, like
No, no, no,
multiple
your cells.
personalities or something.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that
hey,
too.
no, yeah, I don't have multiple personalities. There's just me, myself, and I. So fuck you. Yeah, no, God, this camera's weird. It's following me around, and the lighting in my kitchen casts this weird
It's
shadow,
so funny when that happens. Yeah.
make my head look like a potato in a Phantom of the Opera mask. I'm like, fuck off. You make me uglier than I am, stupid thing. Just kidding. You're handsome, Alex. No, I roll my eyes when I say that. But anyway,
Just
like,
remember, like I just said, just remember when you talk to yourself, your cells are listening. Like you're
yeah,
listening. Your body hears you. It truly does. Yeah.
I don't need to tell myself I'm handsome, Allison. I'm kidding about that. That's just, I have
Not
no interest.
handsome, but you're a good person. You
Yeah,
deserve. You're
yeah.
worth love. You're worth all of these things that you want.
I agree. Yes, I agree. But like any kind of negative self-talk can kind of eat away at positive progress, I suppose.
So
But
every time you catch yourself doing something sort of negative or saying something negative, kind of counter it with two or three different positive things. And it's so, it feels silly. Like I said, I get it. But
yeah.
honestly, it works. It really does work.
Well, you know what I was thinking too. Like I can't really do it now. I gotta finish the bathroom. But how many women have baths with like candles and what's the other thing you put in the water? Like salt?
Bath salts.
But no, not bath salts. Um, but are they bath salts?
Yeah, there's bath salts and there's bath bombs and there's
Bath salts,
um
Allison, that's a drug.
no, my
Like
love, they're bath salts. They're salts that you put in the bath. It's an Epsom salt bath.
Epsom,
And they
that's
help.
Epsom. Yes.
Yeah,
You
bath
sure
salts.
that there's people that's like a street drug, man. Turn people into
No,
zombies.
it's
They
not a
start
street drug, but people did do it. Yes, they did use that. But
really?
that's not, yeah, they're dumb.
Wow. And they get you that
Yeah.
fucked up. I watched a
Well,
video where
of
a guy like
course, it fucks you right up. Of course it would.
he peeled skin off his own face and fucking fed it to his
Yeah,
dog or something. It was like
insane.
angel dust. Crazy. Anyway, I'd never want to do those drugs. Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
cocaine bad enough. But anyway, yeah. The point is like I'm trying to think of things like that I could do, right? To just again, women. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you as a woman because I'm like, man, you know better than me. I
Yeah.
would do.
All day long, I'm constantly trying to connect. How does my body feel? Where does it feel tight? And I purposely work at making that area relax.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it doesn't always work. And especially when I'm at work, I find it harder, because I'm going and going and going. But yeah, that's part of what I do. The other part, like I said, I like, I snuggle in, I prepare myself. So I have like little snacks and I sit down and I'm comfortable and I have a book and I have nice lighting and I make sure that I'm warm and I make sure that what, like it smells nice, it feels nice, it looks good around me, like there's candles lit. Those are
That.
the things that will, yeah, connect with your nervous system and tell you it's okay, you can relax, like
Yeah.
I know.
I read. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I know mom and dad have always sort of pshawed my idea of that. Like, I've always been really, it's been important to me that my house is very relaxing and very welcoming, and I want people who come here to feel that way as well, right? And
Yeah.
they don't find that important, and I mean
No, they
that's
don't.
fine. It's just,
Well, it's
yeah.
mom might, dad doesn't, and he's the one that calls the shots. So
Hmm.
it's anyway, that's a topic for another day, I guess. But we
Yeah, it's been an hour and a half of convo, so let's
yeah.
break this down now. And like I
All
said,
right.
just to sort of make sure this week you look into shaming yourself and really start catching that, right? You don't even have to do anything about it. Just start really recognizing it.
Shaming myself.
Yeah, like how you were doing, like don't be a pussy, blah blah
Oh
blah.
yeah.
That's all part and parcel of that, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. It's
And that is
uh
the root of low self-esteem. So if
what
we're
I
working on
What I'm gonna start doing too, I think, is like, so my Apple app has asked me every day for 4 months now how I feel, right? And I got to pick these tags every day, and it kind of plots out my progress and how I'm feeling mentally. And I mean, I was like -2, when this whole thing first unfolded, and now I'm probably at about 3 or 4. So I think what I'm gonna do is kind of map out all these selves under the worth umbrella
Mm-hmm.
and kind of give them numbers out of 1 to 10, right? Be like, where
Mhm.
is my love 1 to 10? Is it 3 to 10? Is it 4 to 10? And then every week, maybe I'll just kind of update part of the podcast and be like, I don't know, like this is what I did, and I feel like it boosted my self-love 1 point.
Mhm.
Uh, just I need documentation, tracking logs. I don't know what I need. I
Yeah,
need
that
something to
works for
prove to me
you.
that my
That's, yeah,
progress is making
yeah.
being made.
But you kind of already, yeah, just even this simple act of what we're doing, I think is enough. But yeah, keep
Yeah,
going,
well,
keep doing that if you feel like that's what you need. And
it documenting it makes sense for me for sure. Anyway.
yeah.
Oh Jesus, my computer went to sleep again. So
Okay,
it
well, let's end this because I'm gonna go and eat. I'm hungry.
yeah. Let me get into the computer here. So okay. Well, we will wrap it up. We'll continue next week again with continuation of self-worth, unless I or you decide to pivot back into the animus, if we can integrate them somehow. This whole process, they're all interlinked, so I don't know how to
Yep,
get there from here.
you
But
will. Just keep
yeah,
going
well,
forward.
hopefully. I mean, I make progress every day for sure, so that's all that matters. Anyway, thanks for
Exactly.
joining me. Love ya.
Yep. Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later. Boop. Boop. Yeah, fuck, stop recording.